Welcome back, week 10, day 4. We're going to sum everything up today, hopefully you'll understand what we looked at the last few days this week and put it all together. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first slide. Executive decisions, and as I said, every stop really is an executive decision, but we're going to label these executive decisions and we're going to go through them. In this case, we've got divergence, we have a change in momentum, we have an extreme 3-3 squat bar. So we have 4 of the magic bullets in, don't we? This is a time when you need to pay attention. And notice how drastically at the bottom of this third wave, the market bounced up. Remember, an A wave is an impulsive wave. So here we see an A, B, and C is probably going to be higher than that. But what's important is that we got out here on the bottom. This is an important bar. You need to pay attention to it. You also had AC signals at this point and at this point. You may not have decided to take those, though, until you had the divergence in the market. And then you had, of course, the 3-3 squat bar. Now, the 3-3 squat bar was really in your favor, but it is a squat on the bottom. The next bar was a green bar came up. The next bar was a 3-1 squat bar. So needless to say, you should have been out by here. Green line. At the least conservative, you'd had a green line. If you'd gone red line, it'd have been a little bit more dangerous at this point. You might have had a losing trade, depending on how many contracts you were in. So do keep that in mind. Stop close only closes wherever it closes at closing range, not at your price necessarily. Now in this chart, another example. We can see the market. This was probably wave 1 here. We had an ABC of 2. We've come down for 3. This is our largest peak on the oscillator. And we have divergence. Also, we have a twin peak buy signal at this bar. And you had an AC buy signal at this bar. So you had a couple different options of what to do. And you also would have been stopped out here at the green line. But both the AO and the AC would have worked well. So just keep in mind, I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but this is the most difficult part of trading for all traders that I talk with every day. They say, I can get in, but where do I get out? So be aware, you have many different options. Here's another one. In this case, we had 9 consecutive red bars. You cannot ignore that. I cannot ignore that. With 9 consecutive red bars, I know the market is going to pull up. Usually it pulls up pretty drastically. And at this point, your trailing stop would have had you stopped out here, so you'd have bought the bottom. Not a bad place to be. Notice what happens here. Look at the alligator. We go into a sideways market. Now, many people are going to want to say, well, you had enough fractal here that would have been valid. Would you take that? Something that I stress very much at the tutorials, and I haven't talked about too much throughout the course, is that in wave 4s, yes, you'll have a fractal up in a wave 4, clearly. And what's going to happen after the bottom of a 3, you can have a 4, which is going to be an A, B, and a C. Those can be very profitable. I don't touch them on a daily basis. I'm only interested in trading those intraday. You have a lot less control in an A wave and a C wave. If you're on a daily bar, it may be hard for you to then react to the market because you don't see the market until the end of the day. On an intraday basis, though, when you trade that A and C wave, the alligator is going to be wide open, and it's going to look like it's in a 3 wave. So just keep that in mind when the market starts doing this and you exit. Know after a third wave move and divergence, you're going to have a wave 4. If you take that first fractal, you're most likely going to have a loss unless you keep very tight stops. Here's another example. We had 11 consecutive green bars. This was our exit. Now, we could have gotten right back in here at this fractal up, traded it, and we'd have been stopped out here with a green line. But we chose to get out at this point here. I chose that point. And you also had an AC sell as well as your 5 consecutive bar stop that would have gotten you out of this market. So I think you should be starting to see all the different choices that we have. Okay, I've labeled this chart the big picture. This is a July of '97 corn chart on a daily with daily bars. But what I want you to see is the big picture, and then we're going to break it down into this area and look at the smaller picture. Notice you started having divergence here, to here, to here, to here. And we finally ended up here, the end of wave 3. This is going into wave 4. Now we want to closely examine this area to show you all the different warning signals, or the sell signals that were created, the buy signals, excuse me, that were created to give us a pre-warning to get out before wave 4 happened. We had all of our magic bullets here. We had change in momentum, we had squats on the bottom, we had fractals down, and we've got some more signals. Here's an AC signal. Here's a twin peak signal. Here's the 7th peak, which means we had a 6-tuplet divergence, and this would have been the next buy signal if you ignored the ones previously. Now, you might have been stopped out here in this area if you hadn't paid attention depending on the green line. But just notice that the market is giving you all the signals. All of your magic bullets are here. It's run out of momentum. Look how the market can't push anymore. All that steam, it has run out. It's at the bottom of a move, bottom of a wave 3. So be sure you pay attention to the magic bullets and know what they are and have a good understanding of how to find them and see them, putting them together. Now, that's something Investor Stream will not do for you. It doesn't know that the market has divergence, or it's the end of a third wave, or there's an extreme squat bar, there's a bullish divergent bar on the bottom. So these are the things that you're going to have to look at, get familiar with, and start learning about the market. If you don't, the market's going to teach you some very expensive lessons. I can almost promise you that. The last slide I want to look at that has the charts on it today are going to be this one. Notice this is a crude light chart. The gator was asleep. Your entry up here was your fractal. You followed it down. We started to create, at this point we thought we had some divergence, didn't we? Until look what happened. This peak took it out. But up until here, before that peak happened, we had a twin peaks. We were stopped out in this area, and then we re-entered again here in this area. At that point, we thought we were probably at the bottom of a 3, so we were out, we were happy. Then we see the market comes down again, so we re-enter, which is fine. We took profit from here, re-entered, went short. Now you had 5 consecutive red bars here, 5 consecutive red bars here, and you had a 1-1 extreme squat bar on the top, on the bottom. So between all these, you should have had an idea down here on the bottom, maybe time to get out. If you'd exited on the green line, it would have been here where this arrow's pointing. 5-bar consecutive stop would have had you out on this bar, and your 1-1 extreme bar would have also had you out on this next bar. And then notice what happened. We went into a big wave 4. Again, I'm not interested in trading that wave 4. I have just ridden this all the way down. I'm quite happy. This is the time, if you've been in a move that long, you know the market must correct. Take some time off. Go look at other markets. Maybe not trade it for a month. Come back to it. Don't give back all your profits. I see it happen all the time, and it's hard. You need to protect your profit if you have it. Learn to become a successful trader. Learn to listen to yourself. Learn to be in tune with the market. This is, like I said earlier, this is probably the most important part of trading. How do you exit a trade? When do you exit a trade? And feel free at any time to fax us, email us. If you're in the market, let us know. You take priority. We will stop what we're doing. Someone will answer you to help you while you're in the market. So this is the end of day 4 of week 10. Tomorrow we're going to go through and fill out the trading partner, which we're going to actually go find the signals on the screen, fill them in to be able to place orders for the next day. I hope you've learned a lot this week. You may need to review this tape over and over. Feel free. Have a great evening. See you tomorrow.